Hey there, my fellow bounty hunters, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of RobaFett. And yes, we had the Nintendo conference today, and I'm going to talk about the other conferences. I'm going to make tons of videos this week, so look forward to those. But I just got fresh off watching that. Thank you to you guys who tuned into the live stream. Really appreciate it. Which is enormous support. We had a great time watching the live stream together. Even if you couldn't stay through the whole thing, it was great to have you. That being said, I want to get into talking about the conference. So if you don't want to be spoiled on the conference, then you might want to go watch the conference, then come back, because we got some stuff to talk about here, and it's definitely spoiler territory. So be warned. So what happened in this conference? I gotta say, I was worried that they were gonna do what everybody else was doing and have the long, drawn-out stuff on stage, and we're gonna have to watch Splatoon 2 forever and watch ARMS forever, and we did have to see some of that stuff, but it wasn't nearly as bad as I thought it was gonna be. And of course, we got to see my boy. We started off with my boy, Reggie. Oh, his body was ready, and so was mine. Honestly, guys, I thought that he was gonna have to do something crazy. I thought to save this year's E3, the man was gonna have to come out like naked or something. Like, just imagine it, guys. And like, he smeared his body in like peanut butter, you know, and just like come out, he's like all glistening and just Reggie. My body was definitely ready, and this conference didn't do everything I wanted it to do, but I was shocked about how much stuff they actually did that I wanted. That you know, how much stuff happened that I actually was like, wow. Like, guys, they announced it. They announced Metroid Prime 4. Holy crap, I can't even believe it right now. Like they didn't show us any gameplay or anything, because I'm sure like they just started working on the game, but whatever, at least they're making it, you know. Like, you know how Nintendo is. I didn't think that they were gonna even mention it or start making it. I didn't. So this is the conference that had the most surprises for me, at least I'll say. Because with the other conferences, you know, a lot of their stuff got leaked out beforehand, and all of these game companies like EA and Bethesda and Ubisoft, they need to stop having their own press conferences and just feature their stuff because what ends up happening, their really good games keep getting double featured, like in the Microsoft or Sony press conference or Nintendo press conference. They have these really long, drawn out, awkward press conferences with not a whole lot of games in them, because they, you know, it's not that they should have a lot of games in them, because they are just a game developer. They're only can make so many games at once.
I went early, Rog. I went early.
Just don't have your own conference. There's nothing wrong with and you know, EA going off. They're like, oh, we're just gonna go off and do our own thing. You know, we're gonna show. I mean, honestly, I do think that E3 is on its last leg. And this is a topic for a whole nother video. But getting back to Nintendo, we got Metroid Prime coming. Then we had that weird Pokemon Direct earlier this last week, and I was like, you know, what was the point of that? They didn't announce a Pokemon game for the Switch, and they were saving it. I don't know if they did that on purpose or what. I don't know what was going on with that. But they said that they're developing an RPG Pokemon game for the Switch. That's all they said. So unfortunately, not a lot of information, but it was enough information to get me excited. It was enough information to get me really excited. They announced other games that seem pretty cool. They have a Kirby title coming out for the Switch. They have a Yoshi game coming out if you want to play that. The Xenoblade Chronicles 2 was like really weird trailer, man. That game, I don't think that's gonna be my cup of tea, but for those of you guys who are excited about that game, let me know down in the comment box below. But they got another Fire Emblem coming out. You know, the voice acting was terrible, but hey, it looks fun. They got Rocket League. That's gonna be, I mean, we all knew about Rocket League, but it's gonna be cross-platform, and you can like tailor your car with Nintendo stuff like Mario and Luigi hats, and that's gonna be a game changer, because you're gonna be able to play with people. I'm just assuming, because they said cross-platform, so you're gonna be able to play with people on PlayStation, Xbox, PC probably. So a few disappointments I've had. I was really wanting to hear about Virtual Console, and we didn't hear anything about it. So I don't know what is going on with that. We had to hear about the Rabbids game again. This game isn't a disappointment to me. It's kind of a weird game. Like, I feel like, Mario and Rabbids isn't really something anybody asked for. Does that mean the game doesn't look good? No, it looks fun. It looks like XCOM, for like kids, like this is something they would be able to play, as well as adults. But my thing with Virtual Console is, do you know how much they would kill it? They would kill it with Virtual Console. People wouldn't even care about waiting for games and content to come onto the Switch because they would already have great content that they love to play. And I know it's coming, but they didn't say anything about it. And of course, everybody's wondering about the GameCube Virtual Console. Everybody wants to play those awesome GameCube titles. Of course, I want to play Nintendo 64 titles. I want to play NES titles. I want to play SNES titles. I mean, the list just goes on, and we didn't really get to hear about any of that. And of course, at the Sony press conference, we saw Monster Hunter, and I don't remember if that's a Sony exclusive or not. I really hope it's not, though. I wanted to see that on the Switch, and they didn't say anything about that. In fact, they psyched me out with the Mario Odyssey trailer because they showed a T-Rex at the beginning, a photorealistic looking T-Rex, and why in the freak would I think that's in a Mario game? I mean, I know in this new Mario game he's going to all these different worlds and stuff, but I was like, oh shoot, it's a dinosaur, it's gonna be Monster Hunter! Nope. Not even close. It's Mario. Mario Odyssey looks really fun. And I watched some of the gameplay of them jumping around the city and stuff. It's crazy. I mean, who would ever thought... And I love how they think everybody in the city is a business person, all this walking around as business people, and they don't even really seem to notice Mario's there. It's like, oh, this little cartoon stout Italian plumber man is just running around the city. Okay, oh, he just jumped on my head. That's cool. I don't know. We'll find out. We'll find out more about that game. But it looks awesome. I've been waiting for a good Mario 3D game to come out for a while. So that's definitely going to be great. And of course we got that Mario, like I said, we got that Mario Rabbids game coming out, because you know what Mario needs. He needs laser cannons. He needs to be able to kill some fools with some laser cannons on his hands. I'm glad that they didn't do too much of shoving games that are already out down your throat like a lot of these conferences have done. I'm glad it was Nintendo Direct. They kept it pretty direct. It didn't go on forever. One thing I just hope they keep doing is just keep focusing on the Switch. Hopefully, I mean, I know that a lot of people have had fun with the 3DS, but I really just want the future to be the Nintendo Switch, because when you got the Switch, there's not really a big reason to have your 3DS. You can take the Switch anywhere, just like the 3DS. There's a carrying case for it. It's a little bit bigger, but not, it's not like game-changingly bigger. If you're going to take your 3DS with you, you can probably end up taking your Nintendo Switch with you. Meanwhile, we're losing some really great titles that could be awesome on the Switch to the 3DS, because they're splitting up their markets. But one thing I did notice is they didn't really talk at all about the 3DS here at E3. It was all about the Switch, which I love. We didn't really hear a lot from third parties, so that could be concerning, but who knows. I didn't really suspect that we would anyway, and the games that they've got coming out, we don't know anything about Metroid yet, and we don't know anything about this new Pokemon game, but I think the Nintendo Switch is going to be able to sell itself. And their the Skyrim port, where you get to have Link's armor and weapons, that just sells me on that right there. I mean, I'm starting to wonder how many freaking copies of Skyrim am I gonna have to freaking own. I've got the remastered, the original, they have the VR version, which whenever I get VR, that might be something. And then we got the Nintendo Switch version, so there's just so many copies of that game to own. It's just kind of ridiculous. I mean, at the end of the day, you'll probably have spent almost like $200 if you bought all 4 versions of that game. Anyway, guys, all in all, I think this was one of Nintendo's best conferences in years. I mean, they've had some rough conferences and some rough going. It's not that I think all the other conferences were terrible. It's just there just really wasn't all that much wow factor for me this year. I really got a lot of moments where I got really excited watching this Nintendo Direct. While there was a lot of stuff I feel like was missing from the Nintendo Direct as well, at the end of the day, I am pretty happy with it. With this E3 as a whole, it's definitely not the best year for E3. I mean, I don't know what's going on. I think, E3 just It's just all a combination of stuff leaking on the internet, and there being all kinds of games cons throughout the year, and directs, and stuff like that happen to where E3 just isn't as special anymore. And by the time E3 comes around, we already know most of the information that they show, so there's not really a big surprise. I think the reason that E3 is still going is that we all enjoy coming together and watching all this stuff together in one setting and one event. It's almost like our Super Bowl, as people who play video games. It would be really sad to see that go away. So hopefully it gets better as the years go on. People keep doing stuff like what EA does and just goes and does their own thing, and it eventually, probably I'd say in about 5 years, we won't have an E3 anymore. It'd be depressing. But anyway, guys, I want to know what you thought of the Nintendo Direct. Did you like it? Were you disappointed? Was there some game that you were hoping that they were going to announce and talk about that they didn't? Let me know down in the comment box below. And if you like today's video, well, you know what you can do. You can go and hit that like button. That's pretty much what you do when you like a video. And if you're new around here, if you haven't already, don't forget to blast that subscribe button. And as always, guys, stay awesome, stay beautiful, and I'll see you later.